I think about Rome pretty much every day. I love Rome.
All hail the living God! We who are about to die salute you!
I love the Byzantine Empire, even if it's run by a man who looks like Dick Dastardly from Wacky Racers. Now, today it will be my solemn duty to save the Byzantine Empire. God, an excuse to play Rome is an excuse I will take any day. Alright, so let's see what we have here, and how did we end up here? Well, a little description here for those of you interested. Long story short, it feels like an ahistorical game where they've done weird things. All of this aside, I have multiple guides to play Byzantium. I'll link one in the description below. If this is your save, please, for the love of God, watch that guide, do what I do, because what you're trying clearly isn't working. All right, so long story short, he ended up in a war with the Allies and the Italians. So let's see how we're doing. Yeah. You got 3 fronts and a grand total of 30 divisions, of which about 8 aren't even your divisions. So, first point, get more men. You've started a war you can't win. Get more troops. Get more troops for the love of God. Don't pick fights with bigger enemies. And on top of that, not have an army. 30 guys isn't an army. It's not enough. It's just not. Okay. We're going to stop all attacks. We're going to delete all these front lines. We're going to reorganize. Northern front, I have nothing. There's nothing I can do about the northern front except maybe beg the Hungarians to lend me their troops so I can make a front line there using their army. They'll give me 12 guys, and the Iranians will give me nothing. All right, sweet. So we'll try to micromanage the Hungarian forces there for all the good it will do us. Then the Italian beachhead. It's a pretty fucking massive beachhead. Well, we're gonna have to try and contain it. And then over here, we can't hold that front. You say you forgot about Syria. Okay, happens to the best of us. Next time, don't. There are barely any troops in Syria or Beirut. You could have just assigned 12 divisions here and quickly pushed to the line between Beirut, Damascus, and then Iraq to give you a very short front line that can easily supply, and you could have just let 6 divisions, 8 divisions maybe sit here and hold off whatever the British want to throw at you indefinitely. Now we're in quite the pickle because they're going to occupy basically the entire east and I can't stop them. Let me walk you through how you should have done this. So let's go into your doctrines first to talk about this. So you spend a grand total of, I don't know how many bonuses you get, but I'm thinking like 300 army experience getting this far. And you've got the doctrines. They're great. Good doctrines. Nothing bad to say about that. I like large unit tactics, though I would probably have gone assault infantry. Large unit tactics is good, though. On the face of it, it's fine. Assault infantry is less manpower intensive and really works wonders for your support units, but you know, it's fine. Operations is grand assault, good, and then you've gone field engineering. It's good. I like this. And you don't have armor because I guess you're just gonna go for a special forces build. That's good. I like what you've done here. You got bold attack, good. Tip of the spear, good. Logistical focus. Nothing bad to say about that. However, I just want to make a remark. If you want to go with your special forces, so your mountaineers, you should not have spent this first. You should have just not spent these 300-ish army experience. I don't know how many bonuses you've used. Maybe it's like 100. I don't know. But you should have spent everything. You should have spent the majority of your army experience getting to this one, holding the line, which reduces mountaineer combat width by 0.2. Hold on, which would allow you to create the chunkiest mountaineers possible, plus they would not cost any army XP to change the template for. Of course, the combat width isn't correct because of you not having that buff yet, but you would be able to get this massive thick boy of a mountaineer unit. It would have like 32 point something combat width, and it would be the most glorious division you've ever seen because of the vast concentration of stats from the Mountaineers, making this thing just a powerhouse. Nothing the AI has could probably go toe-to-toe with these. Definitely not in mountains and hills. This is what you want to aim for. So you are dependent on that special forces doctrine. You have to get here. And then getting down here would obviously mean you can have more of those special forces. Because of the size of that division I just showed you, you're going to have, you're going to be able to field fewer of them. Lacking 10,000 guns just... Oh my god, boys. The way I see this is Albania is actually occupied. Bulgaria and Romania... You didn't get individual peace deals. I mean, it happens. It happens. I guess they're still in the war. Romania and Bulgaria are, and I guess you took Albania off the Italian Union. Word of advice, again, I know this sounds like niche shilling, but watch my Byzantium video. It really lays out what you need to do. By and large, the strategy is defeat Turkey, Romania, and Bulgaria at the same time, which is perfectly possible. This will give you peace deals with all of them, allowing you to take the land you can core, puppet the land you can't core, and you don't have to fight a multi-front war once you're past that point. Secondly, you're on secret police. Secret police, not terrible per se. It's not very good either. I recommend military governor. You have a railway gun here. You've stolen that off the Italians. There's a slight problem with a railway gun. It can only move along a railway. There's no railway here. So I would have to move it to Vlor and then via sea, where it will get sunk to Athens, and then along the rail to the front where it matters. That's not going to work. I know. I'm building a railway specifically for this. Just going to quickly build a railway for that thing so I can bring the railway gun to bear. It's not a massive change, but it might help. Speaking of building, we need mills. We need military factories. I'm going to build those in our 100% and 80% provinces on the assumption that we'll be able to hold on to these. These are almost built, so I might as well let them build out. Yeah, okay. Trade. We have resource problems. We're going to trade with our beloved friends, the Soviet Union. I am not going to pick a fight with the Soviets. If it can be at all avoided, I'm going to give the Soviets whatever damn thing they want. They can have it. I am your beloved friend, okay? I will be your bestest friend, Stalin. So we also have a high opinion of them, which means I'm going to beg for Lend-Lease. Now, I think because I've just loaded up this save, the game needs to update because I have a massive equipment deficit, but the game the game hasn't registered yet. You can see we have a minus 1,000 because we have either they don't have the equipment or we don't have a large deficit. The game hasn't registered a deficit. I think we need to let like a day pass. I'm going to beg the Soviets for guns. Political power. I have 300. What do I use that for? I want to improve the military so that the army that we do have lasts a little longer. So I'm going to get the army regrouping expert. God help me. We already have the infantry expert. Okay. And we have army offense guy. Georgios Solakulukulu. All right, trade's done. Doctrines are done. We have a navy doctrine that we could use, but yeah. I mean, this navy's not going to do much. They're currently fighting. Let's not. Navy back to port for now. We're not ready for any sort of fight, but if we're gonna do Navy stuff, it's probably gonna be like submarine doctrine. I think we go wolf packs. All right, production. You're making basic medium tanks. You have one factory making them. They are basic tanks. It's 1940. You have no armored battalions, divisions, anything. This is a waste. Sorry, my boy. Maybe I'll get mediums later, but not now. Leaving us with support equipment, artillery, AA, trucks, and guns. Lord knows we need a lot of guns. We're just gonna need the basics. I'm also gonna need trains, but we have a stockpile that will run out first. We'll finish the sub and then just focus everything else on convoys. Iran wants to join my war with Italy. Yes, I think. And Hungary wants to join my war with Italy. Fine. I'll start spending army experience working my way down the Mountaineer path. Recon Rangers, really good if we're gonna run pure infantry, because these are really good. And then we need to head to holding the line as quickly as we can. You know what? I'll send an attaché to Ethiopia. Oh, they won't accept it. Fine, I'll sign a non-aggression pact with you. And then I'll send an attaché to Ethiopia, get me more army XP for my doctrines. We're going to try and organize this defense as quickly as humanly possible. Over here, we're going to try and slowly wrap this up, contain this as best as we can. All right, Hungary's immediately calling the troops back. Thanks for nothing, Hungary. Thanks for nothing. Okay, over here. These French guys are leaving. If I let them leave, I might be able to sneak my way to Militini. Up here, this is like total collapse. I cannot stop this total collapse either. I would love to. Would love to stop the total collapse of Hungary. Don't have the troops to make it happen. Okay, the Soviets. Do you want to lend-lease me yet? Yes, they will. So I just needed to wait for the game to update. I have about the biggest deficit I could possibly create. So we're going to start begging. Request lend-lease. Give me that, that, and that. Yes. Iran. Request lend-lease. You're not using your guns anyway, so might as well send them to me. Iranian lend-lease, couple thousand guns and some support equipment. Soviet lend-lease, much better. This might be able to outfit a good portion of this fresh deployment, plus get my garrisons sorted out. Oh, we're fucked. Ah! I immediately got forced out. Yeah, it's all just collapsing. Like, the Hungarian front's not salvageable. If I move them off Hungarian territory and into Byzantine territory, in theory, when Hungary does, and it will, when Hungary does collapse, they should retain those troops. Oh, they're gonna call them back before then, I fear, but yeah. Over here, we're moving in to take Mytilene. Alright, we're in Mytilene, giving us control of the Aegean Islands again. Now, if this unit were to move off, I'm going to move in and then we'll be able to back them into a corner around Smyrna. We'll attack Balekshir next. Once we take that position. Up here, things are, as predicted, disastrous. Truly disastrous. I didn't check your research. Construction, excavation, this is fine-ish, yeah? Support companies, mostly fine. I would go for field hospitals if you're going for infantry, especially special forces. You haven't figured out civilian trains, which is going to be a problem long-term. Armor, ignore. Artillery, doing well. Navy, so you've gone subs. I would improve the submarines further if we're sticking with Navy. And with no compromise, no surrender, the naval changes, you're going to actually have to do the torpedo line as well. Before, the torpedo line just boosted the efficiency of the torpedoes, but now the new torpedo launchers for your submarines are contained in this research. They are no longer, they're in this research line. They're no longer tied to the hull you research. They're tied specifically to the torpedo line in the naval support branch. Air, we're going to ignore. Engineering, it's fine. How do I do? We'll run this through. None of this gives me a short-term benefit, so I'm just gonna let the research that's currently ongoing finish, and then we'll adjust as needed. Such a pain in the ass. They get more troops in than I can realistically deal with this paltry band of dapper renegades. Hopefully the lend-lease is gonna come in quickly. I'm gonna have to last stand the shit out of this line. It has to hold. If it doesn't hold, the entire army the entire country goes. I don't have reserves. The Hungarians are dead. They're now pushing into Romanian territory. Great! Czech tanks! What they fucking do? I'm not mad. I know I keep saying that. I'm not mad. I'm just desperate right now. I don't know what I can do. You stop improving relations, and you're gonna get an attaché. Send the Navy out to engage. This is mostly light ships, so maybe I can get them to back off. And up here, not even a last stand's gonna save me. This is just me buying time, and it's expensive. It's expensive. Why? Okay, the UK's gone to war with Iraq. They're now in our faction. Iraq has decided to give me 9 troops. And I've put them around Kuwait. Who knows? I might be able to make something happen here. Iraq is basically dead. I do not see a world in which I can prevail against the British forces. I don't really see how I can make that anything else than just a total failure. But I guess we got some friends then. We're gonna lose the north. We're gonna lose the east. And they're pouring more troops into Anatolia, and I can't make them go away. Okay, we're slowly... Come on, dude. All right, line little tighter. Okay. At least this is slowly, very slowly being contained somewhat. Some outside Smyrna. If I take Smyrna, I think that's the majority of the easy to access victory points. Well, not victory points, supply hubs. I would be able to take off them. I apply enough pressure, I could potentially reduce them down to the Dodecanese Islands. In a perfect world, yeah. Okay, the Hungarians have pulled their troops out, so the north is entirely undefended. Help! Help! No! Hungry, no! Alright, I don't even have the luxury of large troop quantities now. We sit in here. The Danube River. Alright, next batch of political power, we're getting the extensive conscription's gonna have to happen. But the convoy rating's going well. I'm burning through all of the Romanian oil to keep this sizable Italian beachhead contained and controlled. Fuck the Italians. Respectfully and consensually, of course. Okay, the Soviet Lend-Lease came in immediately. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Soviet Lend-Lease, thank you very much. That means we're gonna update the Lend-Lease. Yeah, it finished. Oh, I immediately saw those bars fill up. Hell yeah! Once the troops here free up, bolster this defense, and that. And then we sweep north to deal with Czechoslovakia and the resurgent Romania. Once those are out of the picture, I really hope I can get them out of the picture. That frees up a lot of manpower to both guard my ports and to sweep back into the east of our empire. Holy shit, I've got no air because I forgot. I need to delete these. These are, I don't want to say worthless, but yeah, they're worthless. Yeah, Japan's just gone to war with the Comintern. I guess that's better than Japan going to war with the Allies and Japan and America drawing everyone into a war. We'll have to work our way down to exporting more luxury commodities. Okay, so I've got them isolated from Rodi. I'll leave 2 trash Iranian divisions behind, and then we keep trying to roll it up, isolate them from the other port as well. Alright, time to go to extensive conscription, get some more men in the field. The Socialist Republic of Germany has declared war on the Czechoslovak Republic. Oh, Walter! Walter, thank you! Thank you so much! Oh, that's gonna draw the Comintern in against the Allies. They're gonna go to town on Czechoslovakia, freeing me up for funny business. Alright, we've also taken Smyrna here. These are all encircled, so I'll be able to destroy them after letting them take a little bit of attrition, get myself a little bit of a planning bonus, and then we crush the pocket. I'll take the trade with Sweden. Germany can have the docking rights. Okay. I take a deep breath, take a look around. No! No! No, Italians! Okay. Okay, the Italians are naval invading me here. Force deploy 3 divisions, tie them to the northern army, which is going to have to do a lot of fighting, and rush them over to that port. Or maybe not that port specifically. They're trying to land on this port and that port. Oh no! At least I stopped a little bit of their invasion. The Italians, actually, we've taken this as well. Great, so we have full control of our magnificent port region. It's getting done. No! 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 Oh, another naval invasion! Ah! This is why I hate fighting the Allies. You can just... Oh, there's just nothing you can do about the mountainous... The naval invasions never stop, is what I'm saying. And swing back around. We're gonna have to deal with naval invasions basically for the rest of the game. This is also why you get an actual army of more than just 3 dudes. You have an enormous amount of ports that you need to guard. If you don't guard your ports, this is what you get. I'm gonna be saying, oh, but still, why didn't you guard your ports? Because I can't. I don't have the troops to both guard my ports and go to town on the enemy. Alright, that's getting dealt with. This is getting dealt with. And then we can isolate the port of Atalaya, kill them. As long as I don't get another naval invasion thrown at me before this one gets cleaned up, we'll be okay. Okay, this is getting contained. Okay, research. Considering the tactical situation, nothing here gives me an immediate benefit, I believe. I don't think so. This is all ahead of time. This is ahead of time. The Navy is going to be playing a bigger part soon, but I need more dockyards to really be able to leverage that. So I'm thinking we can go for improved subs, and we can go for the torpedo stuff to then get better torpedoes so we can make, you know, better submarines to turn the naval game around a little bit. At least with that contained, that frees up a good portion of units that I can most assuredly use. We still got these guys pinned down here. Fucking funny though. You guys dead yet? Not really? Yes, you are now. Okay. Alright, the Soviet Union has joined the Czechoslovak War, so that's over. That is effectively over. My north is secured, and the Soviets are going to sweep in there. I'm going to ask for military access. Hopefully that means when they take this land, it flips to me. If it doesn't, we're going to have to get creative. And the Iraqis are taking their troops back. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Can't blame them. And that is this naval invasion contained. 15 divisions trapped. We'll deal with them. Guard that port, move on. I'm gonna have to design something to guard my ports with eventually. Unfortunately, it does look like the land's gonna flip to the Soviets. We're gonna grab the field hospitals. We're gonna need those. Excavation tech, we're gonna probably need that as well. And better subs. Better torpedoes for the subs as well. I am building a bit of infrastructure to get our resources back up. I'm trading away quite a bit now because we have been forced to free trade, and it's really expensive to switch off this until we've dealt with the foreign monopolies. At this point, we're basically going to have to cooperate with them. Yeah, the north is secure. Hungary got to retain some of its gains, at least. If the worst comes to it, I can always join the Soviets to get control of this land back, if that proves necessary. Alright, time to rejuvenate Athens. And next day, we are getting ourselves out of debt. Since we're at war with these people anyway, let's just default on our debt. There we go. Should free up a couple of factories. Good. Alright, so we're getting Albania back, and then we're gonna reevaluate. I'm gonna use these mountaineers as my special forces, my big push units, mostly obviously to fight in hills and mountains, and we'll use them as a spearhead to break through, and then we'll pour the other armies in behind them. And the Italian invasion is crushed. Oh, thank God. I'm gonna have to wait for these guys to get fully reinforced, and then I'll try to... I'm gonna need to take that place. That's the supply hub. I'll need to push further into eastern Rome. I'm not gonna get any farther. There's too many rivers and hills and plains in the way. But the mountaineers, you know, the mountaineers I can possibly use as a sledgehammer or a scalpel. Alright, are the mountaineers at least capable of taking on that mountain? Not really. Alright, let's get that last research slot. Lord knows we're gonna need it. Let's hire Siemens. That should give us more factory output. Oh, I might actually take this damn mountain then. Huzzah! Okay, so... why have they all just decided to declare war on the Kingdom of Yugoslavia? I'm going to assume they'll not join the Comintern. Quickly justify a war goal. Okay, get some men out there to guard my ports. My many ports. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna declare war on Yugoslavia. Not gonna call my allies in. Hopefully, we have the strength required to quickly end that war. Cause, you know, it's Yugoslavia. How much of a fight could they possibly put up? What I'm afraid of, okay, Iraq wants our help. No. What I am truly afraid of is at some point the Soviets or the Germans turning on me. The tricky bastards in Yugoslavia just constantly using force attack. Alright, I got this southern bit encircled. They're gonna last stand like the bitches they are, but I'm gonna attack in and see that we can get them surrounded and destroyed. Our navy's fighting an enemy navy. Oh, and they've just sunk basically all of my subs. Sweet. Soviets have gone to war with Poland. Alright, very cool. And justification, the Germans are gonna declare war on us. They're going through this massive focus tree. I think down here there's a bunch of war goals. They're gonna do the end to fascist Europe. They're gonna get probably this one. That gives them a bunch of war goals on fascist countries. Japan has also just declared war on the Philippines. I am afraid that will almost inevitably draw the Americans into war, well, into the Allies, really. It's just going to draw the Americans into the Allies. That is bad for us, because that means American naval invasions are going to come in to supplement the already annoying other naval invasions I'm being hit with. And it's over. Alright, I'm just going to take everything. I'm going to take their navy. Actually, I have all the points. I can just literally take everything. So if I am reading this right, I need to check. Okay, so basically I need everything. I need everything. I'll also take their navy. No, I'm basically going to need everything. Confirm and exit. Pause. Can I? Triumph for the Balkans. I don't control Albania and Montenegro. Oh. Oh. Kill, please, for the love of God, kill that last Italian unit so I can get my cores. As soon as this dies, I get to core all of the Balkans. Come on. Die! Okay. Triumph for the Balkans. I get cores on all of Albania, Montenegro, all of Romania, which is applicable, all of Bulgaria, Macedonia, and all of the applicable Yugoslav states. Most of this is cored now. I should also get off free trade. Let's go down limited exports, honestly. Ooh, we got 2 million manpower. I do like that. Well, the Germans have their war goal on Hungary. I could just kick Hungary from the faction if they're attacked. Oh, this is annoying. Soviets have taken my state. It's not flipping to me, despite the military access stuff, so they're going to eventually consume all of my eastern land, and I will have to fight the Soviet Union. Oh, it would appear that, while I wasn't looking, Iraq has flipped to the Allies, and Iran has flipped to the Allies. That means I just have Hungary as an ally. The Japanese have just gone to war with the French, and I very much think that is going to force the Americans into that war as well. Alf Landon. They might just not join the Allies, maybe? Alright, at least as far as the East goes, we're sort of through. Got a lot of this land back, somewhat secured. We're gonna set up to take out Italy as well. I think if we set up correctly, we can sweep Italy out, get that peace deal, occupy all of their land, and then maybe swing into France. Alright, got the Italian cipher. I can also make anti-Italian stratagems. I think with those combined, I won't have air. I definitely won't have air. But I think with those combined, along with the mountaineers that I'm putting into position, I should, I think, be able to sweep the Italians aside. Let's see. Anti-Italian stratagems. Break the Italian cipher. Full send. Well, taking a good bite out of the Italians up north. We'll cut them in half like this, and I'll put 12 north, 12 south. Push up to the French border here. The rest of you guys push south, and my mountaineers will help the drive south. Oh, and while I wasn't looking, we achieved breakthrough in the south as well. Yeah, we're gonna kill Italy. I'm gonna have a bunch of extra coastline, so I'll need to train up. Let's make this like 40 guys. Oh, there goes the Italian army. Wow. Just gone. I really don't want to, but I am afraid I might actually have to go all the way to Africa because they get cores on this if they're the Italian Union. Well, this is great. I can't get across because there's a navy in the way. They've simply parked their navy somewhere here and I cannot cross. Yeah, wonderful. So I'm gonna have to naval invade, which I can't, and this is wonderful. I'm gonna have to go through the Middle East. Well, we'll get a second line of special forces. I guess we'll research Marines next, because I think I'm gonna have to naval invade Italy. Middle East is a tough nut to crack, but we're getting through. I think, yeah, we've separated the front here. Let's see if we can get a quick rush in towards Cairo and seize the Suez Canal. I've got these guys all crushed against the desert borders of, what's that place called again? Saudi Arabia. Ooh, that's the one. And of course, we're going to have to push into Iran. I don't want to push into Iran, but we're going to need to do it to move the front forwards. There goes Syria. Slightly annoyed that I'm keeping so many troops in reserves here, but I don't know how and when this war goal against me is going to get used. The Germans could declare war on me at any time. The Soviets don't seem inclined to sign this non-aggression pact, so it's... what do I even do? I'm trying to just push through. So to stay in the naval game a little bit, I'm making subs, obviously, but also going to start shitting out some cruisers. Tier 2 cruisers with level 2, maybe 3 cruiser armor. And I'm going to deck this out as a light cruiser extraordinaire. Apparently, I don't have all the correct weapons yet. I'd like to have better light cruiser batteries, but like the first couple, they're just going to be not that brilliant then, I guess. Slap as many light batteries on there. A good cruiser engine. It's fast enough. It's got enough firepower to kill basically any screen it goes up against. Yeah, I think we'll put the couple of these into production, and then I will make better ones when we research better guns. But these should always be helpful to augment our current fleet. Made a good inroads here. We've reached Mosul. We are outside Baghdad. Oh boy, I wonder how we're gonna fare. That looks painful. That is a big-ass fleet. Let's run the fuck away while we shoot pot shots behind us. I don't think we lost anyone. We sank 3 destroyers. I'll call that a win. And there we go. The United States has joined the Allies. That's... yeah, that's gonna suck. Well, I can make Iraq go away. That's good. So I'm going to cancel the naval invasions I have planned. They're just not going to happen until the Navy and Air Force grow. So we're going to try to push across the Suez then. Let's get radar so I can find those enemy ships easier. At least we're getting across the Suez here. If they... yeah, alright, we're in. We'll need to secure Egypt, and then I'll use the Mountaineers to push along North Africa. Germany's going to war with everyone around them. That's glorious. And because the world's unfair, Sweden has just joined the Allies. Alright, time to finally start making some airplanes. A little late to the party, but we'll do our best. We're gonna need the extra fuel tanks. We don't really have a great designer. I love those ranged aircraft designers. Unfortunately, don't have any. Slam the top row full of heavy machine guns. And this is basically what we're gonna throw out there. I don't think I have the... no, I don't have the thrust to add... I do for self-sealing fuel tanks, so this is basically what we can expect to put into production now. Hurricanes! Wow! We're actually close to getting the dominance we need in this sea zone, so it's just going to be a matter of actually pushing on. Figured out how Marines work, so we can get that tree as well. We'll go for the Pioneers, Expeditionary Units, this whole branch, and hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves some actual Marines. Still not enough to cap Italy. Oh, I really wish I could have gotten across that strait. They still have a fleet in the area. I cannot cross. If I can get to Tunisia now, Tunis, I can integrate Egypt and Tunis at least. That gets me some more cores and make my name bigger on the map, which is the most important thing. We've also arrived in Tunis just in time because the Allies are here. Well, the Americans are here. That's a naval invasion, but it's not overly dangerous. Plus, I got reserves I can deploy at will at any time, so I'm not really too fussed about it. Trying for Egypt and Tunis. Yes, please. It would appear the French have fallen. Time for some anti-French stratagems. And I'll break the French cipher. And I'll just push. Heave-ho, let's go. Alright, naval invasion here is also contained. Happy days. That, slightly worked for a minute. Oh yes, the Navy's winning now. Oh, I got the hood. I'll give a Cyprus, and I'll actually be able to integrate everything, because Italy is next on the shit list. Once I've killed Italy, I've basically got control of the Med. The French are folding now that the breakthrough to the north has happened. Sweet baby Jesus, we're doing it. And so falls Bourbon France. Ouais. Yeah, we got the control we need. Just invade as soon as it's planned. And this is just all secured. Mountaineers have done their job up there. Alright, let's get Cyprus back. We've sunk a good number of their ships here. Alright, we've taken Cyprus back. Unfortunately, we have been intercepted. Hopefully the Navy can come in and clean house. Yes, please. Yeah, they've intercepted all of the Marines. That's not great. Well, at least I can get some more cores. Huzzah! Trying for the Levant. Well, this should be a good judge of quality. It would appear that, yes, this navy is superior to the Allied navies and the Italian navies. Combined, apparently. Yeah, we're gonna have to sink a whole lot of those before we can probably get the naval invasion on its way. Because I simply cannot... oh, I was gonna say, I simply cannot get across there. Apparently, I can. And I will. So let's get my troops in position. See if I can get some Marines over there to make that crossing. And I might not need the naval invasion. Alright, naval invasion it is. We're on our way. And we're gonna pin these guys in place as well, but trying to get across the strait. And I think we're in. Ladies and gentlemen, We've got him. All right, we're in. We are in and we're gonna win. It's over. Italy's gonna die. Huzzah! Peace deal. Oh, glorious peace deal. We have all the points, so I'm just going to take all of the land. It's all of my core anyway. And I'll take the remaining Italian navy. Call it a day, shall we? Ooh, that is a big navy, boys. That is a big navy. Integrate that into the main fleet. And I can now press the last button. Triumph for Italy. All Italian states will be cored. So like that, we have restored the Byzantine Empire. There will be no Fourth Crusade. Again, 1204, never again. 3.3 million men available. We already have, what? 3 million men in the field right now, with more in recruitment or stockpiles overflowing. A massive navy of really good ships and some less good Italian ships that I can still refit. We have the beginnings of an air force now, of contemporary contemporary airplanes. We've got the industry we need to continue the fight. I'm not going to invade the UK. I could, but I don't want to. And I'm definitely not going to invade the Soviets, even though I probably should to get like my three my 3 cores back. Thank you, Stalin. At this point, I'd say this disaster is saved. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, consider subscribing, and check out disastersaver.com if you want to have some fun yourself.